What is the most important to us currently? Grew 3-1 from weird GWSN
Wait,
Bible
did it seriously say Grew
quotes.
3? Is it like
I made up all that. It just had the quote. But every time we do GWSN review, I have to say their weird quote that they put at the front of their music videos because they don't make any sense.
Okay.
What's up, everyone? I'm Nate from Chile Daebak with another episode of the DaebakCast. This is episode 131. And if you don't know what the DaebakCast is, it is a podcast where we discuss K-pop, Korean culture, and entertainment. Occasionally go away from K-pop and do like variety shows or movies or whatever, but mostly K-pop, and what is current in the industry. Usually we're joined by Jacob. He is not here because he sucks. Type 69 in the comments if you think he sucks.
Wait, is his dad's wedding yet, or no? I forget. Something.
No,
I know something's coming up soon.
No, I think he's just at his dad's this weekend, okay. So that's why. Yeah. But instead, we brought Sam back.
Hi.
Our lovely Discord mods. Baron did not decide to join us this time because he's busy with work.
Lawyer stuff.
But Sam's here. And then, as always, I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has 3 things.
So yesterday I watched this movie called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So I'm kind of late on the whole Tarantino thing. The only other movie I watched by Tarantino was Inglourious Bastards, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Django. I've never seen Kill Bill. How have you never seen Kill Bill? That's like
right I know. I probably should watch Kill Bill. Yeah,
it's just like parodying Asian action films.
Like she dresses up like Bruce Lee and everything. I should watch Kill Bill, but no, because when Kill Bill was like it was like out, like my parents didn't let me watch rated R movies, so I just never watch it. But yeah, it was great. Definitely, like if you pay attention to like that whole like late '60s era of like Americana, that type deal. Definitely understand a lot of the references. Number 2, I would be playing a game called Fire Emblem Three Houses if UPS didn't decide to deliver. Yeah, I should have just done instant pickup. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, the truly Daebak productivity numbers are just gonna go in the tank for the next week or like a couple weeks.
Just in time for releases.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to do releases when I'm just like, I need to hit the next chapter. So I'll try playing it on Monday whenever I buy it. And number 3, probably the most important detail. So where was I? Oh yeah, so we had our topic last week on Yuhak Sonyo, so UHSN and Lana and all that sort of stuff. So that topic with Umu went out, and some members of the group actually, or the reality show actually found the video. In particular, Lisu, one of the members, just started freaking out about it on Twitter. So I said hi, and then Umu like retweeted her or like tweeted at her, and she's just like panicking the whole time. So if you're listening, hello, we love your music, except for Nate.
Hey, I feel I didn't hate it. I didn't like the pop part, and the rest of it was fine.
Oh, she did it just like a random cover, or like she did the song.
I think
like
I read one of them say that they only had 3 days to learn the choreography. So if so, that's a lot more impressive.
Yeah, no, they only had.
I didn't realize they it was such a short time too.
Yeah, like the music learning process was only like 2 weeks as far as I know. Like them actually like recording, learning the song, like all that sort of stuff. Like most of it was just them going around Korea. Again, I probably should watch the show if I'm going to interview any of them, but yeah, that offer is always on the table, so if they're listening. Unless you just want to interview with Umu because she has more clout.
Well, yeah, definitely. They definitely want to talk to Umu.
Yeah. Those are my 3 things, as always. I think I'll still keep putting the KyoAni donations sort of thing in. It's crazy because they actually opened up their own like donations account, like specifically with like a Japanese bank. It hit $5 million like US dollars in like the first like 3 days. So yeah, they're doing a really good job with donations and everything. All parts of the animation industry are pitching in. So yeah, as always, if you
even
want to donate,
games and stuff.
Yeah.
I saw the Bloodstained Facebook tweeted a link to it and stuff too. So
just so really great response from just different anime and gaming communities. So yeah, as always, if you want to contribute, we'll leave the links to support Kyoto Ani in their recovery efforts in the description below. So those are my 3 things.
Okay, so first I'll get through our usual garbage that I gotta say. So subscribe, like the video, click the bell so you get notified and our videos actually show up on your timeline or whatever, because that apparently doesn't happen anymore. Follow us on Twitter, and most importantly, join our Discord, where you can come hang out with Sam and other cool people and do fun things like song ratings and argue about how good ITZY is, because that's the fun topic for today.
Yeah, and Sam will yell at you if you don't like Oh My Girl.
Yes.
Or Q's neck.
Yeah.
Or Q's neck.
Or him in general.
No, just his neck. You don't care about the rest of him, just the neck. So yeah, it's just a fun place to come talk to us. We're always hanging out there and use a bunch of cool people to talk to about K-pop and unrelated topics like gaming and stuff. So check that out. Let's get started with topic 1, which is CIX, which I will forever refer to as CIX. Review,
Doesn't even make
because
sense.
anytime a group does just the letters as the name, I'll always say the word out, like UNB. They will always be UNB.
Wouldn't it be 6 though?
6.
Yeah, I thought it was 6.
Yeah, but
If
there's
it was
only
a
5 of them.
CIX.
There's
It'd
only
be
5 of them though.
Kicks.
Yeah.
Well, it's not K. It's CIX, but I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if
But
you look
they're
at the
Kicks.
Hangul.
It's Kicks, just like the cereal. So yeah, we are reviewing their debut mini album, which is Hello Chapter 1, Hello Stranger.
I should probably read this since I'm the
I
only
was
one
gonna
that
say,
likes
I was gonna let you read it. I was just kind of introducing. You're not the only one who likes it.
Okay, I thought I was the only
there.
one that liked it here. Okay, anyway.
Cooper gave it like a what?
Well, besides
high
Cooper.
Yeah,
Besides
spoiler.
Cooper.
spoilers.
Besides Cooper.
spoilers, but
But yeah, I'm the only one currently present that seems to like it the most. So yeah, I'll read it, obviously, and also being probably the biggest one-on-one follower here as well. Anyway,
Only.
only one-on-one.
only one. Hey, I want this group to do well because they're under C9. So if they make a bunch of money, that means we get more Yuna comebacks.
Yeah, Yuna's gonna make a hell of money. CNI's just been killing it this year anyway. So, yep. This is CIX, as Nate introduced. So, for those of you that aren't familiar with the group, CIX is a 5-member boy group under C9 Entertainment. C9, very small company. They only sort of got prominence in terms of mainstream K-pop fans because of, Produce 101. They sent people to Produce 101, Produce 48. I think they sent people this season, maybe or not. I don't remember exactly, but so the main appeal of this group is that it's the group that's home to Bae Jin-young, formerly of 101. Also, there are 2 members that were formerly under YG. You had Lee Byung-gun, who goes by the stage name BX. He was in the final boy group of Mix 9, but we all know what happened.
We moved on to 2-letter stage names now because I've been waiting because there's so many male idols with just 1-letter names. And I was waiting for them to go through the whole alphabet.
There's some with 2, like I am.
I know.
And
Yeah,
BI,
there are.
but
that's
we
true.
don't talk about BI.
That's true. We can eventually we got through the whole alphabet, and we're moving on to 2-letter names.
Yeah, BX at least kind of makes sense.
BX.
Does
Yeah,
it?
it's his last name. He's B
Okay.
to X. He's extreme. It's the extreme version of Lee Byung-gun.
Extreme.
Yeah. So, or maybe he's saying that he's an ex YG trainee. I don't know. So he was supposed to be in the
He should have
final
been
boy
on
group.
Produce X.
Yeah, he should. Well,
101.
I mean, he's in a group now. He doesn't have to go through that.
Yeah,
nightmare. So yeah, he was supposed to be in Mix 9.
That voting
Obviously,
scandal.
yeah. Obviously, nothing happened with the group. Unfortunately, also showed up on YG Treasure Box with another member of this group named Kim Sung Hyun. So I don't believe they made the final, obviously, but
that's another group that's not
that group.
That group got
anyway,
canceled too.
so
Because apparently that was a like a YG like pet project, but since he's out of the company, like there's no one in charge of it essentially. So I feel bad for the boys that they have to go through all of that and nothing happened. Other two members are named Kim Young Hee, Yoon Hyun Suk. Obviously, again, the main appeal is definitely going to be Bae-jin Young of 101. That's definitely where most of the fan base is going to originate from. So, starting us off, we have the opening track on this mini album is called What You Wanted, and I guess this is what I wanted from this group. I don't know, like I just kind of went in with like no expectations at all, just because I don't know. If you listen back all the way to like 2017 when we were covering like Produce 101, I didn't have high expectations of Bae-jin Young, or I didn't know what kind of group he would be in. But I guess they're going with like sexy trap R&B is their type of shtick, I guess. So when I first heard like the intro, like the riff intro, I had some like real serious deja vu, because it kind of reminded me of. This is gonna be, again, this is out of left field, but the riff kind of reminded me of "It's Gonna Be Me" by NSYNC.
Okay, I said the same thing.
Yes,
I'm glad I'm not crazy. My first line is, "This reminds me of like an NSYNC song or something," but I couldn't figure it out. Like,
I'm usually the crazy one. I'm usually the only one that can make those connections. But I went and listened to like it, and I was just like, this is the same. I was
listening to like the No Strings Attached album. I'm like, I know it's on this album. Like this melody, I know it.
Every little thing. Oh, that's a great song too. That's probably one of my favorite NSYNC songs. Also, it's a staple in the month of May nowadays. So, anyway, so yeah, just definitely if you're drawing comparisons to NSYNC, that's definitely a plus. So yeah, this song's definitely a good sort of intro into, I guess, their style. Definitely a sexy R&B trap vibe, as I mentioned before. I definitely seems to play into Bae-jin Young's strengths a lot. He has a deep central voice, so that's probably definitely aimed towards him. I like the drop, pretty interesting sort of group vocal type of thing. Also, kind of definitely gives you a bit of EXO vibes, because I'll get into this later, but they do share some similar producers. So yeah, overall, I thought this was a solid opening intro track for the entire album. So Nate, I guess we'll follow up with you.
Okay. I actually really like the start of this, like the start of the song, and the fact that it started the album. I thought there was just some like really cool, like the mix of like just like the mysterious synths and then the really sparse but like really hard hitting drum. I thought was cool, and I thought the vocals were really good. I didn't really have like any expectations going in, because I don't really know anything. Like I didn't really follow 101. I don't really know what Bae-jin Young's like role was or anything, or where this group was going. But yeah, I was just surprised with how much I liked this first song. I thought the drop hit really hard and well, and like the whispered talking parts mixed in with the singing was like a really nice touch. Really my only negative is I thought the first rap part was good, but then like the radio static rap section right after it, I thought it was like a little too much. Like they went a little too hard on like the staticky sound effect, and it just didn't sound good. But I thought like good.
It's good, like sparingly. I mean, Stray Kids uses it sometimes, but yeah, I can understand it can get a bit tiring.
Yeah, well, and I'm fine with the effect, but I think they like it was too loud, like it was too much.
Okay.
Like of the effect itself. Yeah, it was overpowering the actual like rap. Where it just didn't sound good. But I love like the vocal melodies matching up with the instrumentals and everything. Overall, I thought this was a really good first impression. I think this is probably my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, I could see that. Favorite album track, at least on my end. So, Sam, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this was also my favorite on the album. I thought this was a solid song. I mean, part of it is like, yeah, the NSYNC vibe of it definitely I think helped it.
I mean,
the song itself is like not in sync. Like the actual instrumentation of it is very much modern. K-pop. Like one thing I noticed is they have like I call it like the Inception sound. It's kind of like that womp, but it's in the background. I've noticed it's been in a lot of songs this year. I mean, I'm probably explaining it really poorly. ATEEZ does it a lot.
Yeah, it's some type of like muted horn.
It's type some of kind of like, yeah, and I noticed they use that. And it's just been everywhere this year, but I'm a fan of it. So I'm cool with it. And yeah, the one part that was kind of weird was, that like bridge rap thing where Yeah, it's like a staticky thing, and he's like kind of sounds like he's going insane or something. I don't know. It felt weird.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, like I was trying to like get in it. And I was just like,
Yep.
it's not clicking here.
Yep.
I don't know, but yeah, they sounded good on this. I thought this was a good song.
Moving on, we're moving to the lead single off of this mini album entitled "Movie Star." So, this is produced by Anthony Russo, not the director of Avengers. No, not different Anthony Russo. Kaylin Bear, aka Silas Fuego, Scott Quinn, MZ, MC, J Kim, arranged by Stylus Fuego. So I mentioned all of those names because, as I mentioned with the previous song, they share a similar discography or similar production credits with EXO. They worked on Love Shot, definitely makes sense. Worked on Coco Pop, definitely makes sense in terms of like the vibe you get from this song, and I guess just the vibe you get from this group, kind of similar in terms of what they're going for. So yeah, definitely they have a good production team behind them in terms of this debut. So yeah, I'd say they do this sort of super sensual, sexy type of vibe very well. Kind of reminds me of what I enjoyed a lot of from Just Two, the Gut 77 unit that came out earlier this year. So I just in general, again, as someone that's kind of tertiarily followed 101's career, I'm just impressed with how much Bae-jin Young has improved as an idol. Because like going in, remember he's like an F rank trainee that shot all the way up to like 8th spot in the finale or something like that. So I had pretty low expectations for him going in, just in general. But yeah, he definitely improved a lot. Has a lot, probably the most stage presence of the entire group. They definitely utilize that in there's specific camera shots and everything. But yeah, I'm definitely sold on their concept as a group. Definitely they perform it well. There's like a lot of little details that I like too, just some in terms of like the instrumentation. There's like, it's trap, they have like a bit of like future bass, there's some new jack swing in the drums and everything. The rapping again was surprisingly good. Again, I never watched Mix 9 or YG Treasure Box, but the one of the main rappers, BX, is really good. You can kind of tell that he's a YG rapper, just the way that he delivers. So yeah. Music video has a really like cool aesthetic. There's like numbers and like really good cinematography and glitchy effects. So outfits, definitely like nothing too crazy in terms of like a boy group, but I enjoyed them. Same the choreography. I think the choreography did a good job of sort of selling, again, like the vibe that they're trying to set off with this. It's nothing too crazy, like 17-esque or whatever, but it does a good job. I think there's a really cool part of the song where she's a movie star, or like there's like the camera flash. Like for the camera flash, like the move that they do is like they slick back their hair or whatever. So yeah, just like I love little like nods to or like attention to detail like that. So just overall, I was surprised with how much I ended up liking the song. Again, having no expectations with CIX going in. So yeah, they might be one of the better 101 branch groups, in all honesty, just with what they've shown here.
Having not listened to Daniel's song, but seeing his teasers, it's definitely better than those teasers. His teasers were hideous.
Oh no.
That's what we were talking about, the like first place curse of Produce 101 groups.
You just make
they do a
music.
solo. Yeah, their solo career that's just horrible.
So Wonyoung's just gonna make really bad solo music once she's done with one.
No, there's no way Wonyoung doesn't get into group.
Bad. It's the leading
it's just
up to
the leading up to it. Yeah, because
Yep.
I like Birthday, but like the whole
and Daniel's
all the
song's not
teasers
bad.
and everything. Okay, I didn't listen to the song yet, but yeah, as for Movie Star, this song, it was kind of weird because I went in having no expectations, but the expectations set up by the first song made this song a little bit more disappointing than I think it normally would have been. It just felt like it was a pretty typical like build to a deep house chorus, and the song just is like a little less experimental than the first song, which makes sense for a single and a debut, especially. Yeah. But it just, after that first song, it felt a little boring. I think the song's good, but it definitely wasn't like, it didn't. I think that first song would have been a way cooler like single, even if it would have been less mainstream and maybe less popular. So I understand why they didn't go with it. I felt like the vocals in the song didn't really get nearly as much of a chance to shine. There's like a couple ad libs and like harmonies during the chorus, but other than that, they didn't get. It just what the vocal line wasn't as interesting, so they didn't really get a chance to show their talents, which I think is important in a debut. But I thought the styling and the choreography were good. The music video is pretty low budget, but C9's a small company. It's typical box set dancing. But I thought there were some like really cool lighting effects, and like the screenshot I used for this slideshow and stuff. Like there's some cool effects that they did.
Yeah.
But so they used their budget well, even if it wasn't the most high budget music video.
Yeah, so yeah, my thoughts of it was like, yeah, it's a boy group song. I mean, I think it's better than I think the average boy group song. I mean, I'm just not a huge boy group fan unless it's like the groups that I do love, and it's kind of bad because all the songs start sounding the same to me.
Yeah.
But I can tell this one's better. The chorus,
yeah, that's kind of how I felt.
Yeah, the chorus, I think it's okay. I like the idea of it. There's just something about the vocals in the chorus I'm not quite sold on. However, like, the vocals in the back, like, they do a cool vocal thing in the back. I don't know how to explain it, but there is something going on that I think was really cool. I didn't notice it until I listened with headphones in. And, yeah, the music video, it's your classic boy group music video. I think they did a good job of making it look like it was expensive.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, especially if you compare that to, like, throwback to, like, the last time I was on SF9's music videos where they just look cheap. When SF9 is not from like a cheap company. It's like,
yeah.
Whereas like this actually, like, yeah, it's cheap, but they made an effort of it to like look good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is similar to like when we reviewed Yuna's music video. Like that music video isn't high budget, but the like shots, like the lighting and the camera work are really good.
Yeah, again,
it's like made up for the fact that it was a low budget.
Yeah. You can make up for a lot of that with just good cinematography. And I mean, I guess like they have like a lot of effects too. Like the screenshot that Nate picked, they do a good job of like providing like texture. If that makes any sort of sense, there's like a lot of like tangible feeling in like the sort of thing. So I guess if you relate to it on that sensory level, it's not going to seem as cheap as like, lighting, all that sort of stuff definitely makes it look a lot more expensive. And that's definitely like a plus on their part, knowing how sort of low budget this entire company is.
Yeah, and then I thought Jin Young looked amazing. I mean, he was never someone I really cared for in 101. I watched Produce 101, and I will always remember his like audition thing where he did growl just looking at the ground the whole time. Like that is him to me. Like, so then to actually like see him with like stage presence, it's like whoa. Like,
ugly
he's
duckling,
really
like,
improved.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to even focus on the other members because when he takes center, you're just like, oh yeah, like he's got it because he has this experience.
He was the visual essentially of 101. Like that's why that's pretty much why he got in. So like he does that job very well.
Yeah, and then choreo wise, I agree with you. The beginning part of the chorus, where they like swipe their hair back. I think that is such a cool move. The rest of it, it's okay. It's just normal choreo. But yeah, that first part, I just think it's so smooth. But yeah,
definitely good describer of the song. So moving on to the next song, Like It That Way. So
this is a Backstreet Boys song. I like it that way.
Hey, we stand in sync in this house.
Nope, I'm a Backstreet Boys.
I don't know. If you put a gun to my head and asked me like which one like to like stand, I wouldn't know.
Sync.
I owned Millennium album, so
I like both. So anyway, so Like It That Way kind of has like a reggae feel to it in terms of instrumentals. I feel like they going away from the sort of central R&B type of feel. They get to showcase a bit more vocally. Still kind of the weakest track for me. Again, I just get bored of these songs a lot easier. So that's all I really have to say.
Mm-hmm. You know what's sad? We can't even ask Jacob to tie break for us because he wasn't even old enough to listen to NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah,
98.
Baby, he's a baby. Okay. For this song, it felt like it was typical like boy group R&B style vocals, but then they put it over like a bit of a reggae beat, which was interesting. I really like the pre-chorus with the piano synth build though. and then it kind of like goes back, because that was like a little unexpected, but then it kind of goes back, puts the trumpet part into the chorus and really pushes that like tropical Latin vibe. I thought the vocals were solid, but I thought the rap part definitely stood out the most during the song, like out of the tracks so far.
Mm-hmm. Sam?
Okay. I said maybe we're talking about a different rap, but I said the rap is terrible. Terrible. Because he just goes, I like it, like it, like it, like it, like
no,
it.
No, there's an actual rap part.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a different rap line. Yeah.
Okay. This is the one that just stood out to me because I was just like, well, this is bad. And then I was like, I want it. It's like
no, it wasn't a repetitive. It was like an actual rap verse. Like
good. Because I was gonna say. Yeah, that's pretty much my only note of the song. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I guess it's a reggae-ish song. Yeah, it's a B-side.
Definitely a B-side.
Yeah.
Wait, did you have anything to say, Nate, or?
I already went.
No, I'm just, yeah, so you start talking.
Excerpt? No.
Okay. Anyway, moving on to the next one. Imagine, it's a cover of the John Lennon song.
Yep. 100%.
No, I mean, if it wasn't a cover of the John Lennon song, that'd be really crazy. Because
you say John Legend?
John Lennon. I know my Beatles. Anyway, so this Imagine is a sort of like funky, upbeat type of track. Love the bass line, obviously. We definitely need more boy groups that do this type of music. Just because I feel like I think I explained this before. It's like there's almost like no in between. It's either you're a super sexy, like over the top, like boy group, or you're just like super like young, youthful, a la like TXT, Golden Child. Like there needs to be sort of like an in between. Yeah, I feel like there needs to be more of an in between, and I guess this sort of fits the vibe. I'd say like I enjoy the song for the most part, just because again the instrumentals. I kind of wish the chorus was a bit more impactful, because this is where it's at, or like. It kind of just felt a bit too quiet for me, especially compared to how like loud the instrumentals are during that section. But yeah, I mean, just instrumentally, I'd say it didn't disappoint me. Just again, love the bass line, love the sort of guitar riff they have going on throughout the entire song. Again, big fan of just like throwback funk songs. So yeah, this was another good album track.
Yeah, the song starts off pretty much exactly what you'd expect from like typical boy group like funk song. I thought the bass part and like the falsetto harmonies stood out really well. And it even has like that typical like call and response, like shout repeating part happening. Pre-chorus didn't go where I expected it. Like it mellowed out a lot more than I thought it would. But then the chorus kind of goes back to exactly what you'd expect, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just typical, I guess. I thought my favorite part is definitely the bridge, though, with like the acoustic guitar and the shouting vocals. That was definitely the thing that stood out to me the most for the song.
Yeah, this song, it's like I feel like I should like this song and I want to like it. There's just something about it, or it's like it felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be. It felt almost like it was too chill for trying to be funky, and I don't know. It just it didn't really like sit well with me, I guess. Like it just like it fell flat a bit, and it was just clashing, and like I felt like they didn't have any energy in their voices. Like even when they're kind of doing like that chanting thing in the bridge, it's like quiet, which I don't understand. I don't know. Not that chanting needs to be like loud, but the mood of it, I didn't know what it was trying to be. I don't know, maybe like if I knew the lyrics, it might make more sense. I don't know. Like it's like I think it could be a great song. It didn't sit well, I think, with me.
Yeah, so it's kind of similar to how I felt. I wish that kind of needed more impact for how fun the instrumentals were. So yeah, just it didn't match up necessarily with just what you were expecting.
I apologize if my mic is picking up any of that thunder. I don't know.
Yo, is it? Did like Thor land outside?
It's not that loud, but
okay, that's interesting.
It might be picked up. Who knows?
Okay, so we close out this mini with the one. So I'd say, speaking of one, this is probably the most 101 sounding of the album tracks that they had on here. Definitely, it's nothing too ambitious. I feel like they're trying to go for that like mid-tempo vocal, focus type of thing with some appearances from the rap line. But yeah, I think for me, I feel like the vocals on this probably stood out the most, just because again, it is like you don't really get too much of an opportunity to do that on the other styles of genres that they touched on here. But again, being sort of a more vocal focused song, kind of a ballad, only natural that their vocal performance would stand out the best on here. So yeah, definitely an enjoyable way to end the track or the album. So Nate.
Yeah, this is like that more R&B ballad song, which I kind of expected it to be, not having one on the album. But it's got like that sentimental vocal and rap style, which honestly I like that type of boy group song, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I thought it was decent.
That's like a favorite of yours, I remember. So
yeah, just like old like original like Big Bang like blues Haru Haru style stuff. Like I really like those types of songs for boy groups. So yeah, I thought it was good.
Sam.
Yeah, this song, it felt very boy group to me, but not necessarily like K-pop boy group. It just kind of maybe gave me like kind of a One Direction feel or something.
Yeah,
and I don't mean that in a bad way.
Yeah,
like it's like, I mean, we had boy groups here, and it's kind of like a sentimental feeling of it. Like especially like when they say, "Baby, I know you are the one," or whatever in the chorus. Like there's something kind of like, I don't know, makes you feel good, I guess. Like it just feels, it's a nice song. What else I have to say? Oh, the clapping and chanting that they did at the end or whatever, I thought that was really funny. There's just something about whenever they incorporate like chanting or clapping into a studio album, like, hey, when we perform this live, you guys are gonna clap at this part, okay?
Yeah.
Like, it just felt interesting. But like, I really liked the song. I don't think it's necessarily this great song, but I enjoyed it.
Now that I'm listening to it again, and now that you sort of brought up like that, it sounds like Western boy groups. It kind of reminds you of Dream Street, if you remember, because they had a song like "It Happens Every Time." It's almost the same key too. So God, we're just making like old '90s boy group references nowadays. Like people listening to this probably weren't even born, but yeah, I guess similar vibes to it. So. All right, that does it for the review. Now on to scores. If this is your first time listening, we do a 10-point scoring system. Maximum of 7 points goes to music. A maximum of 3 points goes to concept.
Technically a 20-point scoring system because we use 0.5s.
I guess.
It is. That would be a 20-point scoring system.
If you want to nitpick. Okay, so on my end, again, I split my 7 points into 3.5, 3.5. For the single, I'm giving it 3 points. I really thought Movie Star was a good way to sort of start off their career as CIX. Definitely something I feel would do well, both domestically and they're good. They're gonna probably do well regardless of what we think, because it's freaking Wano. It's a freaking Wano One member, so there's gonna be people that'll follow them till the end of the world, essentially. So
yeah, and then come to KCON with giant telephoto lenses and get kicked out by security.
Yeah. So
just
their fan base. Yeah, I think their fan base was secure from day one, but it's nice to see that they had a good song to sort of start off their sort of campaign with. Album tracks 2.5 points. Again, it had some standouts, but I feel like nothing outside of what you wanted stood out or stood on par with Movie Star. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 3 for concept, though. I felt I was kind of high mostly on the cinematography. Also, again, the choreography I really liked. Again, it doesn't have to be something too crazy. Just again, something that fits like the sort of central vibe of it. Again, the texture that they provide in the cinematography. So I was pretty surprised, again, just knowing it's from a low budget sort of lesser tier company. They definitely did a good job of sort of building up the visual aspect of it. So I feel they should be rewarded in that aspect. So that's an 8 out of 10. I did not expect him to give this high of a score for like a new boy group, which is like not my specialty at all. So
3. Wait.
Sorry. I was like, I'm pretty sure I did
my
math right.
I miscounted your music score.
Oh no, maybe my concept score threw you off because I rarely give anything over 2. So
yeah. Andrew over here saying he likes them the most. I gave them a 6 out of 7 for music. I liked pretty much most of the songs. There were a couple of different things I wasn't a huge fan of. But there were just small nitpicks like that radio static section in the first song, and just a couple of small things. But overall, I thought all the music was solid. and a 2.5 out of 3 for concept. Like you said, pretty much the same reason you gave your concept score. Like choreo was good, styling was good, music video for what budget they had was good. So everything was solid. And so I give it an 8.5.
Okay. Good scores. And then we have Sam.
Tear it apart.
I will preface this by saying I didn't think the album was bad. It's just I thought it was okay.
4 out of 10.
So for the music, I gave it a 4 out of 7. This is like nothing too crazy. Like I said, there's really just the one song that I liked. Mm-hmm. And then concept, I gave it a 1.5 out of 3 because I mean it's to me it's a boy group concept. It wasn't anything that really stood out to me. I know I'm definitely I think in the minority on that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, total 5.5 out of 10, which I understand that sounds really low. But like I said, I don't think it's actually terrible. Like it's a decent album, but it wasn't anything.
Yeah, you're more liberal with the range of your scores than I am, I guess. Yeah. So it doesn't matter anyway because Cooper ended up giving this a 9 out of 10 because he loves Baejin Young, he loves 101, he loves new group boy groups. That's his bread and butter. So yeah, definitely he and I are probably like the sort of two that most paid attention to this, and I guess so. Yeah, that'll do it for the CIX review. What do you think their trajectory will be?
That was a 7.75 to 8 total.
8, yeah, so pretty much right around where I expected it to be, or right around where I put it. So, did you like CIX's debut? Do you think Movie Star is a good single? Do you think Baejin Young is the person to stand in this group? Because I'm really conflicted right now. It's either like I feel like it's the easy answer to just say Baejin Young. But I also like BX because of like his rapping talent's pretty good. So just let me know who I should stand in the comments. Let us know what your thoughts are on the entire album in the comments as well.
Like I read a bunch of interviews that they did, and their intentions for this track and this whole album is just so freaking pure. They wanted to make their audience feel good, and they wanted the tracks to be dance tracks for their live performances, which I think they absolutely nailed in this album. So I watched a live performance